I feel like there's not a lot of representation for chubby and round faces out there. Makeup is simply a skill that you can improve at. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna get right into it today. As you can see, I have no makeup on, and I don't know if you can tell, but I don't have the most perfect skin on earth. I also have a pretty round face. The double chin exists. It's there. You can see it. Sometimes I like to hide it. Sometimes I like to let her chill and just be free. But today I wanted to do my daily makeup routine and show you my tips and tricks to essentially get a good catfish. I'm sure there are people out there who would do it even better than I do. I am not professional. I just like to do my makeup on a daily basis, and I feel like I got my routine down that works for me, so I'm here to share it with y'all. And let's get into it. For primer, I've been really enjoying the NYX Plump It Right Back serum. This is a dupe, I think, for the Milk Hydro Grip primer. I would say it works pretty much the same. It's just a little bit cheaper. People have their own techniques on how to apply it. Some people say like to press it into the skin. I find if you just apply it like a regular moisturizer, it still does the job. A lot of times in the morning, I'm just like in a rush to get ready and smearing things on my face. I recently went to Sephora and I just picked up this new product from Say. It is their Glowy Super Gel Illuminator in the color Warm Glow. I believe they had different colors before, but the Warm Glow one is new. It's supposed to make your face look very glowy and healthy. That's what it looks like. I'm just gonna apply this all over my face. And it does give this like nice healthy sheen. I actually like this so much more than the Charlotte Tilbury, what is it called? The like light photo filter light primer. I don't remember what it's called, but you know the one I'm talking about. e.l.f. has a dupe for it, and the Charlotte Tilbury one was like going super viral for a very long time. I feel like that one has a lot of glitter to it, and it makes me look almost Edward Cullen-esque, like sparkles all over my face, which I'm really not into that. This illuminator really does give just a nice glow and sheen. I look hydrated and stunning. I would recommend this. I've been applying her underneath all of my foundation. Number one tip though, do not apply that illuminator on top of your foundation. It ends up moving it around and getting really splotchy, so don't make the same mistake I did. For foundation, I'm going to use my Kosas Skin Improving Foundation with SPF 25. The only thing is I bought this in the summertime when I was way more tan than I am now that it is winter and my tan has faded. So what I do is I end up color correcting. I have like a really light concealer that I mix in, as well as a little bit of blue to make it a little bit more cool tone, and this helps match the foundation to my skin tone a little bit better. It's not perfect, but it will do. All mixed up, now I'm gonna just apply it directly from the wand to my skin. I like to add a thin layer on everywhere and then buff it out with my sponge. This makeup sponge is actually not a beauty blender. It is $3 off of Amazon, and I think this is the best sponge I've ever used. No cap, I'm not even just saying that for the video. The sponge from Beauty Blender is nice, but I find that it's a little bit too soft. It ends up absorbing a lot of the makeup product like foundation and concealer, whereas this one is pretty dense. I feel like it actually does a good job blending things out instead of absorbing it all. I think my foundation, I think I might have made it just a tiny bit too light, but that's okay because we can always warm it up with contour. I really like this foundation. It's a little bit on the thicker side. It also just like feels like a gel almost. It doesn't feel like a traditional foundation. When I put it on the back of my hand, it doesn't run. Do you see how like it stays in place and it doesn't like run down? Compare that with my Giorgio Armani one. Do you see how the Armani one just kind of like falls down? And that's because the formula on the Giorgio Armani one is a lot thinner than the Kosas one. I don't know if I would necessarily say that one formula is better than the other. I think it's just like what I'm feeling for that day. If I feel like I want a more lightweight foundation, I'll go for the Armani one. And if I want something that has a little bit more coverage and feels thicker, then I'll go with the Kosas one. Blend on our neck to our ears. You want to blend, 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 especially when the foundation doesn't match you perfectly. For concealing my under eyes, I'm gonna go in with my Armani Luminous Silk Perfect Glow Concealer, and this is in the shade number 4. This is such a good under eye concealer. You want to make sure that you're using a hydrating concealer under your eyes, not one that is super heavy coverage and very thick, especially if you're on the older side. Like I'm 29, I'm starting to get a little bit of wrinkles under my eyes, and I can definitely see all the dryness. In the past, I used to use like a super thick under eye concealer because I thought that more coverage, the better for my dark circles and making me look more awake. But actually in reality, it would make me me look so much worse because the thick concealer would settle into my fine lines, and then it made me look like I had more wrinkles, and then it made me look even more tired and old. Just because something is more heavy coverage doesn't always mean that it's better. And look at that, it looks so good. I am not kidding. This is one of the best concealers for under eyes ever. Wow. Next, we're going to carve out our face, and we're going to use the Rare Beauty contour stick in the color Bright Side. This is my go-to contour stick because it is very cool tone. I find like a lot of contour sticks tend to be warm tone, and I prefer a more cool tone contour. I apply directly to the brush, not onto my face. It helps me control the product a lot better. As a chubby face girl, what I like to do is I smile, and I can see right here is where I want to carve out. That's like kind of where the hollows of my face is. So I'm going to emphasize those a little bit more. I'm gonna start right here and just dab and bring it a little bit under the cheek so that it hugs the curve of the contour and really emphasizes my cheekbones. First, I'm placing the product on, and then I'm gonna blend, so it might look crazy at first, but you just gotta trust the process. Can you see a difference between this side and this side? Because I can see a difference. I don't know if you can. I can tell. Keep your mean comments to yourself. For my jawline, I like to contour underneath. I know some people do it like on top, like up here, but I go like underneath my jawline, like right around here. And I just kind of carve it out. On my cheekbones, when I blend up. On my jawline, I blend down, and it really gives me the illusion of a jawline. I have been trying to remember to gua sha every single night or every other night. I can really snatch my jaw. I think that's been one of my life's mission, to have a more defined jawline, because I don't know, I think it's more attractive personally. Unfortunately, it's just something that I haven't been keeping up with. I don't know why. I just like always forget. Maybe I'm just too lazy. I really need to somehow incorporate it into my everyday night routine. It hasn't become a habit for me just yet, so in the meantime, we are going to continue to contour our face. Now that you can see the difference, we're gonna do the other side. We're going to smile, find this line, place the product, and then blend upwards. Now the jawline, place the product and blend downwards. Every face shape is pretty unique, so you're gonna have to do a little bit of testing to see how you wanna contour and what angles look best for you. Makeup is simply a skill that you can improve at. Just keep practicing, try out different angles, different contours, different methods to see what works best for your face. Now we're gonna move on to blush. We're gonna use this Rare Beauty liquid blush in the color Happy. I've had this blush for, I wanna say at least a year now, and it's still going. There's still so much product left in here. I will continue to use this until it runs out. I don't like wasting product, but I also just really love this blush. I add it to the back of my hand, and then I use a little blush brush to pick a little bit up. I'm gonna smile again, and I like to put it closer to the apples of my cheeks. For chubby cheeks, I know that people have said to like add it to the higher points. For some reason, I just don't like the way that looks on me personally. So I add it in like a little bit of a circular motion. I like to have the most concentrated in this circle area. If it doesn't look super blended out just yet, don't worry, don't worry. So now we're gonna take that same beauty blender that we used for our foundation. We're gonna tap the outer edge of the blush just to help it blend more seamlessly into our skin. I like to go back and forth just a little bit. I'll add a little bit more blush onto the center area, and I just like to build the intensity up. Whatever is left on my brush, I like to add just a little bit onto the tip of my nose, as well as on the bottom of my chin. I promise there is a method to my madness. The whole reason why I do my routine in this order is because I like to add all of my liquid and cream products on first. Then I set it with my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I wait for the setting spray to dry before I add all of my powder products on top. And I found that this helps my makeup stay on so long, and it ensures that there's no like weird pilling going on. It's the worst, and it completely ruins my makeup look sometimes. I need to contour my nose. I just take a little tiny brush, use the same Rare Beauty contour stick, load it up. I start here on the tip and I round it out here. Add a little bit of definition on the bottom. And I know everyone has been obsessed with the button nose trend. I have as well. So I add a little bit of a line here on top, and I connect them together. So it kind of looks like a little circle on my nose, very cute. The sides of my nose, I start from my eyebrows, kind of make a line here. Same with the other side. Start from the eyebrows, go drag it down the bridge. I don't pick up any more product, and then I just try to blend it down so that it's not so harsh. And if it does look harsh, I just use my beauty blender and I tap on the middle to make the lines a little bit more blurred. For powder contour, I like to use the Too Cool for School Art Class by Rodin. This is a Korean brand, and I think this is in the shade Modern, which is a little bit more on the cooler side. I tend to use the two darker shades. I just mix them together with this fan brush. It's from ColourPop, and I really like it for contouring. So we're gonna load our brush up, tap off the excess. I just carve the same places that I put that contour that we did earlier with the Rare Beauty stick. And basically, not only does this help set the contour that we did, but it also helps just to intensify it a little bit. Makeup tip is to remember to layer things on. Don't just use a cream product and then leave it. You need to layer on top of it and make sure that you set that cream product with something. And then for my nose, I'm gonna take this fluffy angled brush. This is like a brush from Amazon, super cheap. I'm gonna take the two lighter contour shades for my nose, just because I don't want it to look like I have a really weird brown nose. Do not forget to tap off the excess. I'm just going to run it down the same places that I put the cream contour, on the sides of our nose, starting from the brow, bring it down. I pretty much just trace exactly where I put the cream contour and blend it out. Cute. To set my blush, I am just using a coral blush from ColourPop, and as you can tell, I have hit pan on this quite a long time ago. And we're gonna place it on top. And any excess I have, I am once again going to put it on the tip of my nose, as well as the bottom of my chin. Finally, to set everything, I am going to use my Laura Mercier translucent powder. There are so many translucent powders out on the market, y'all, but I will forever stand by Laura Mercier. I've been using this since, I don't know, like 2015. I just know she works. I like to stick to what I know. Tap on a little bit with my powder puff, blot the excess on the back of your hand. If you notice that you have intense dry spots, it's probably because you're not doing that step. And I'm going to just powder under my eye and under my nose, on the chin, right under my contour right here, and then I blend downwards. For brows, I haven't been doing anything super crazy because my bangs cover my brows. So all I've been doing is the NYX Thick It Stick It eyebrow mascara. And this just, you know, helps color them so that they look a little bit more put together and keeps the brows in place. This has been such a lifesaver for me. I love that it gives the illusion that I've done my brows, but I don't actually have to spend too much time on it. Okay, I'm gonna do the rest of my eye makeup off camera and I will be right back. All right, y'all, we are back and I finished my eye makeup, and I promise I'm not trying to gatekeep this routine, but when I do my eyes, it does require a deep level of concentration to the point where I'm like this close to the mirror. If you want a makeup tutorial on how I do my eyes, just let me know in the comments. I just figured you guys didn't want to see me that close to the mirror. Now I'm going to take down my bangs. Ooh, now you see why I don't spend so much time on my brows, because you literally cannot see them. Last finishing touches on the makeup, I'm gonna do highlighter. I feel like a lot of people stop doing highlighter, but you don't realize how much of a difference it makes, especially if you are contouring your face. You really need to have that contrast in order to make things really pop. And let me show you. I love nose highlight because it makes it look so cute. This is the highlighter that I've been using. This is from ColourPop, and it is the Super Shock Cheek in Smoke and Whistles. Just look, I'm gonna add my nose highlight now, and it makes such a big difference. We're gonna add her on the tip of our nose right here, and then also on the bridge of our nose. Tell me that doesn't make a difference. It makes my nose look so much cuter and the middle point really pop. I also like to put it on the tops of my cheekbones. Add it right on top of the blush. If I'm feeling super fancy that day, I will also put it on my Cupid's bow. Last but not least, our lips. I'm gonna use the Roman Glasting Lip Balm in the color 3 Sorbet. This is like a coral. Add a little bit on the top. Then I like to use my finger to kind of blend it out, because I don't want it to be super, super colored. I recently got this lip gloss from Judy Doll, and it is, I don't even know what it's called, but I know that it's in the color 13, which is like a nudish color. I'm gonna add this on top. It is so glossy, and There's like this metal tip applicator. Isn't that so cool? I've never seen a metal tip applicator on a lip product before. All right, friends, that is the daily makeup routine. This is what my face looks like when I'm usually out and about in the world. I hope if you have a similar face shape to mine that this tutorial helped you. And I want you to know that there is nothing wrong with having a rounder face, a double chin, and not looking completely like snatched all the time. It's so fun to do our makeup and to be able to change the way we look sometimes. However, I also want to remind you that it is so important to remember to be kind to yourself. Just because you don't look like someone who is on a magazine, you look beautiful just the way you are without a snatched jawline, chiseled cheekbones, and a button nose. So move through the world with confidence whether you are wearing makeup or not. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, and I hope you have the best day, besties. Bye!